Morning, ladies and gentlemen. It's my turn. Thank you very much. My name is David Sandeman. My journey in property was I bought my first property in 84, 83 I think it was, and it was a site just behind Marylebone Town Hall in the Mews, so not far from here. A site with permission to build 3 houses on it. I paid £100,000 for it. What would those houses be worth now? 2 million? 3-bedroom houses? Anyway, long-term property is great. What do I do now? Well, I fell foul of the Mara exchange, which David referred to, which just collapsed the market in the late 80s, early 90s. So I came up with this idea of, I used to buy at auctions in the 80s, but I found it difficult to know what was going on, so I decided I'd set up a business to list every property auction which happened in London, fax the results out for that night, and then people could see what similar things sold for. We've had all the information on a database for the last 24 years. So anybody been on my website or a member? Who's a member? Tell me that. How do you find it, sir?
Very informative. Yeah.
Sorry, very informative. Come and see me later. Thank you. Yeah, what it basically does is, on the website, it's a portal a little bit like Rightmove. You'll find information on every single property coming to auction, who's selling it, so it's not just a question of going through all the catalogues, but if you're looking and say, within 2 miles of this, it'll tell you. And crucially, we've got what things have sold for in the past, and if they didn't sell. Because I think if you were looking at a property, say around here, flat with a guide price, what, 300,000-400,000, you'd want to know, A, has the property been to auction for? Anybody not want to know that? B, did it sell or not? If it didn't sell, why not? And C, how realistic is the reserve? Might have reserved 450, but if the one next door sold for 650 through another auctioneer, is that telling you something? That the guide price is low, and the guide price will be where the reserve is? Yes, it is. So that's a real help for investors. And if anybody wants to find out more about it, see me after. My predictions for the future, I'm just going to talk about auctions. I think next year is going to be a booming year for auctions. And the reason being, it's a very serious market. People who come here today to buy are coming here to buy. They're not putting an offer in and having it accepted and then going through the paperwork, and we all know half the private treaty contracts fall out of it. Vendors are buying and selling in here. And over this year, with all the issues we've had, on the sort of wide economic and political front, we've seen the number of lots coming to auction increase, and the sales rate actually has remained constant. Because what happens in the auction market is, if an auctioneer has a bad auction, the other auctioneers say, hey, you had a bad auction, you better get the reserves down a bit more, get it good. And the next time they have an auction, they'll be really firm on the reserves. It might contract in terms of volume, but then it increases. It really finds a ready market. I think we're going to see up next year room auctions thriving and selling more, but also the other opportunity is online sales. They are coming to the fore. And they open the option for both buying and selling into a wider market, people who don't want to participate in a room. But I think room auctions will be around for a long time. I can see a growth of online auctions, which will give you a great chance. For instance, I heard about one, I saw it last night. My son's at York University. We're looking for digs for him, but there's 3 flats coming for sale up there by online auction. I'm going to be going up to have a look, and I may well bid. Simple, do it with my iPhone or iPad. So, as I say, do give me a shout if you'd like to have a look around the site, and good luck at the auction. Thank you.